Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining MediPro and BillFlash on this wonderful afternoon. My name is Dana Deerdorf. I am the Office Administrator at MediPro, and we have coupled our automation series with LITech with this wonderful BillFlash product that does a lot of different things from patient statements to getting paid. So you're going to see a lot today. On the line with me, I have Jim Ladwig, who has been instrumental in relationship building with us and our clients. And he is going to walk us through some quick examples and show us how LITech works in tandem with BillFlash. So welcome, everyone.
Well, thank you so much, Dana. Well, I'm excited to share a little bit with you on the BillFlash system, and we're super excited about how LITech is so seamlessly integrated. And if you haven't seen this before, I think you'll really like it, and you'll start to see exactly how some of these things, like Dana said, can be more automated and take all that stress and work off of you, so that you can focus on, things more that you want to focus on, like healthcare, instead of folding envelopes, stuffing paper, getting in touch with patients, and trying to figure out how to collect money. So all the tools that we offer are really going to expedite these processes for you. I want to start off, yeah, go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt, but we will be recording this meeting, so I apologize I did not announce that earlier. So just don't forget to hit the start recording button when you can.
Yep, it's recording now. All right. We'll just go ahead and start here. We got this recording going, and we'll go from there. So good. All right. Well, I want to start here just to kind of give you a brief overview of what BillFlash does, and then I'm going to jump into LITech and show you exactly how it works with BillFlash. So I'm here, and hopefully y'all can see my screen really well. I'm at BillFlash.com. Feel free to go there every single day and learn about our services, or as often as you'd like. But BillFlash.com, a lot of great information. You can navigate through the different tabs up top here to learn a little bit about what we do. I'm not going to go into so much detail on all of that, but definitely do some homework and check out some of these other pages we have. Great information on there. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit to the middle of the home page here to give you an overview of what we do. So we like to kind of break it up into two kind of sections of things that we focus in on. One is over here on the left side, sending statements. And so we've narrowed this down into really two categories: our online e-bill. So we have a paperless, it's a HIPAA compliant, secure email notification. And we use our site MyProvider link to securely show your patients their statement. And a lot of customization available, different things we can go through and help you set up templates and things like that on that e-bill. But it's a great way to get in touch. It's fast and definitely a time and a cost saver there. Print and mail, that's exactly what it sounds like. We send professionally printed USPS first-class mail statements. Again, customization, very simple process, right out of LITech. You're going to love it. And includes that return envelope, tear-off top coupon. You want to be real effective, send them both. Send that printed statement and get that e-bill on board as well. And then some of your patients will probably even opt into a completely paperless, and that'll save you. On the right side, we have our ePay. That's an online pay feature, customer-facing. So your patients can now pay you 24/7 at our site, MyProvider link. Very easy to use. They can send messages back to you, and those online payments will now consolidate in a report with your office pay. So office pay is kind of the next aspect. That's going to cover everything else. So payments you need to take in office, no longer do you have to walk over that credit card machine or go to a different site. You can do these things right inside your LITech. Pull up your reports, and all your payments can be in one place. So whether it's a walk-in, mailed, phone, online payment, or even some of our automated payment features like having a card on file or setting up an auto draft payment plan. Those are all going to be in one place. So at BillFlash, we really want to focus on the entire suite of patient billing, whether it's sending the statement or getting the payments back. So with that, I'll just jump into a BillFlash account here at BillFlash.com, give you a little tour. As you can see, we come into the My Account page. Now, with your LIHTC, you're going to be able to get to these pages real easily through LIHTC, so you don't always have to come directly to BillFlash.com. You can see across the top here, these are the different tabs that you'll be using. I'm not going to go into super much detail on these. We're going to actually access a lot of this through LIHTC. But you can see when you're ready to send bills, if you need to get back to a specific area where you left off, you can just navigate through the top, adjust users, templates, different services that we offer, different settings on your accounts. So one thing to note that as we get started in this demo, I'm not going to cover everything, but our training definitely will. So we include a free training that comes with the account when you set it up. So definitely don't feel overwhelmed or like you have to remember everything. We're going to cover this in a training that's included. So for now, let's go into LIHTC. I know everything you wanted to see here. In your LIHTC, this is what you're going to love. Under this billing tab, you're going to see this section called Statement Processing up here at the top. Statement Processing. Now, this is all BillFlash. So whether we're transmitting statements or we're approving files, we're viewing a specific document, maybe you want to look one up, a patient calls you, you want to see exactly what you printed off and sent to them, use that function right there. Looking up some reports, you do that under the reports, and then getting directly back to your BillFlash account done here. So let's send over a batch real quick. I'm going to just hit Transmit Statements. I'm going to grab the report, and then it'll give me my data selection questions, what to include, exclude, any specific options. Maybe I want to put some minimum balances, things like that. And it really is just as simple as hitting that button, and LIHTC does the rest. So it pulls that batch together. It brings it all into my BillFlash account. It uploads it for me, and then there you can see Centertown offices just uploaded 11 statements. How easy was that? I can approve those statements, and they're in the mail the next business day. My e-bills will actually go out that same evening. So as long as I get these in by 6 p.m. Eastern, I got e-bills going out that night, and my statements are in the mail the next day. So it really can be that simple. But we also have a little more that you can dig into. Before you approve it, if you'd want to come in here and review this batch, maybe make some notes, a few changes, just get right on here to this review portal, and I can see exactly what's going on. I got my patients over here, account numbers, amount being billed, aging, messages. I even get the color and the delivery method, all in this snapshot view. And so not only can I view this stuff, but I can actually make some changes with this edit mode. And I put this into edit mode, and now this is where I can really get in here and make some adjustments on specific notes or color or delivery method. So if I wanted to add a message to all the statements, potentially you're going to be closed for a holiday, add a message, we're going to be closed for the holiday, or the doctor's going to be out of town on holiday. Or if you have a library of messages that you want to use, it'll just pull them right up here. We will actually, or you can actually build as many of these library messages as you want, and then manage them, save them, delete them here. Add that message to all your records, and it'll show up on all the statements. Very similarly, I can do that with just selected statements, and to add messages. I can actually even see in this grid view, I got a final notice message. I could edit that here, change the color, delivery method, so a lot of little customizations. But one thing I really like is the ability, I'm kind of visual, I like to see, I'm kind of hands-on here. I want to see the actual statement, maybe type a message directly on that statement, just so I know that it's going to the right person. And then I can also see all my statement detail. So here I get a view of a print image of exactly what I'm about to send. So I see this statement, maybe I do need to make a change and say, you know, dear Barbara, this is a final notice, you know, please remit payment. Maybe I want to switch this to red paper as well. So a lot of things you can do in here to customize and adjust right before you send them out. One thing to mention too is if you upload a batch and you need to adjust them and customize throughout the day or even into the next few days, these don't move on to being sent out until you approve them. So take your time, finish them up, make them look right, and then get them out in the mail with the click of a button. So I'm gonna save my changes here and just kind of move on to the next one. I can see exactly what's going on in these different statements. If I have any questions on what needs to be adjusted, if something is wrong in the statement, just delete it off the batch. No big deal. I'm going to delete it off and come back to it later, re-upload it from LITEC. So a lot of clarity when it comes to viewing and editing the statements. Once I'm done, just save out my changes and then move back into that approved files section. Like I said before, statements are mailed the next business day. You can upload throughout the day. You can upload 10, 20, 30 times a day. It doesn't matter to us. As long as they're in by 6 to us, you're going to be seeing those in the mail the next business day. So really nice review function to be able to kind of polish this up before you send them out. Now, that's really how you get us the statements and make sure they're right, and then move them out into the mail. So from a patient's perspective, I want to show you real quick just an example of what our e-bill looks like, because it's just a very simple email notification that's going to be going out in the mail, and this is how your patients would then get that payment back to you. We want to make that process as simple as possible. The easier it is for you to get paid, the faster you're going to get paid. And we see this time and again as soon as folks start offering the online payment options. Increase in collections, you're going to see that accounts receivable lower, and it's really going to reduce those phone calls to your office. A lot of benefits to allowing the online payment. So as a patient, the only thing I see here is account number, amount due, and the statement date. I would need to click into my provider link to actually view more of that statement and get the real detail of what I'm being billed for. But I got some information. Maybe I do need to call, so I got some information. We will customize all that for you. Very similarly, when I'm on my paper statement, I get this online pay section here. If you can see that right on the right of the statement. This also takes me to my provider link and gives me the form ID to type in. So whether I'm getting there from the paper statement or the e-bill, I, as a patient, want to end up at myproviderlink.com. This is where I'm going to get things done. I'm going to make payments and be able to manage my billing. So your patients would come here, either pay as a guest really quickly or sign up for an account. And actually, at this point now, I can go in and I'll show you. I'll be able to manage the statement process here. I'll sign in. And I can see now that, okay, cool, I'm signed up for paperless billing. I have my most recent statement here. Maybe I need to take a look at it, pull it up, look at, make sure all the line items are correct. Maybe I need to come in here and reprint a receipt. Man, I made a payment last week and I forgot to reprint the receipt off. No big deal. I can come in here, print this right off, and do whatever I need to do with that. So again, a reduction in phone calls to your office just by being able to print my own receipts. And then when I'm ready, it's just like buying anything else online. I come in here and I make my payment. I can store a checking account or a credit card on file, or I can enter a new one and submit the payment. So very simple process to, as a patient, just get in here, see what's going on, and make my payment. Now, the question always arises is if patients are now making payments online 24/7, how do you get notified about those patients? LITEC has built in a great feature under the Apply Patient Payment section. So under Apply Patient Payment, you may notice that there's this Fetch New ePay Items. So what does that mean? Well, that means LITEC is going to go say, all right, BillFlash, tell me about anybody who paid online. I want to know about those payments. And what it'll do is it'll bring them into a list over here so that you can then, you'll see that, and then you'll be able to see those payments come in. They'll have a reference ID, and then you just go next and then apply those payments. So it'll bring them right in for you from the BillFlash website. So you don't have to, think about missing payments or anything like that. We linked it right up with LITEC. Very similarly, now let's just say I'm getting a payment in the mail, or I'm on the phone with somebody and I need to take a patient payment. I can look up a patient here in the Apply Patient Payment wizard, and it gives me some information of whatever I have on file there. Maybe I do need to, let's just say I'm going to collect that $10 copay. It's on a credit card. as I've set this up, you'll see down here this Office Pay button lit up. So I know my patient, I know the amount I need to charge, and I got it set to credit card. All I need to do is click this button. And what it does is it gives me a virtual credit card terminal so that I can actually take this payment, and maybe I need to take a $10 copay on a credit card. I can actually just come in here, walk in, and swipe that card. Once I swipe that card, we have these USB card readers that are attached, very easy to use. I can also use this for checks or even to track the processing of my cash. However I use it, once I process this payment, whether it is card, check, or cash, LIHTC is actually going to communicate and pull that payment back in. I'll be able to reprint that receipt, or I can actually email that receipt if I have this patient's email address on file in LIHTC. So again, getting all these processes right, linked in and integrated to your LIHTC system is going to help expedite the process for you. Back in LIHTC, you'll also see this payment processing in the schedule. So if I'm scheduling appointments, and let's just say I'm going to put Sarah Lee on the schedule here, and maybe I do need to collect a copay for Sarah Lee. So I have this section here, enter copay as a prepayment. I want to take a $20 copay on, let's just say, a credit card. Again, I get that Office Pay. I go ahead and run that Office Pay transaction, and then you'll see it'll pop up my virtual credit card terminal. Let's just run it as cash for now, for example's sake, but I could be running a credit card. It's going to grab that information, and you can see it refreshed in the background so that I know that payment came in, and I can see I have that pending charge or that pending prepayment on Sarah Lee's account once I open it up. So just seamlessly builds everything right into your LIHTC. The other place you'll see this is under charges and payments, and you'll see right down here Office Pay. You're in there, you're making a line item for a payment. Go ahead and click Office Pay, take that payment right as you're in there. Here's a good example. I took that Sarah Lee payment. There's a bunch of money in prepay for me to apply once I make those line items. So again, you can see a lot of seamless integration into the LIHTC system. Don't feel like you have to remember all this. We're going to, again, like I said, go through a full training in real time with your live account once we get everything set up for you. And I think it'll really expedite some of the process that you may currently be doing. Back over at BillFlash, I want to show you a few things that really help with the patient collection. So I was recently reading an article the other day, and one of the things that was just so prevalent was the ability to collect up front to mitigate the patient responsibility. We all know that patient responsibility in the last few years has just become so important, and it has become such a major part of the medical billing process, whereas, you know, a number of years ago it might not have been so important, but with high deductible plans and different changes in healthcare, we're seeing that it's very important to collect these payments. So what we're trying to do is give you as many tools like the online pay and the ability to take payments in your LIHTC, as many tools as possible. And one of those is under the My Payers tab, the ability to store a credit card on file is very, very handy. So if I have, let's just say, I know that Pamela Pink is coming in and she's going to have some specific charges at the end of when we render services, I can go ahead and store a credit card or a bank account or her HSA or debit card on file so that we can get that payment method so we're ready to charge her as soon as that payment comes back from insurance. We know what she owes, we charge her card. So you could possibly set a maximum amount of, say, $500, as long as you know what that's about going to be, and then store that credit card on file. Once you do that, it will take you through an authorization process where you can either email or print out an authorization. So very handy. Anything you can do to help collections on the front end, I'm sure your billing office is going to love you for it. Very similarly, auto pay, store that credit card on file, send the statement. As soon as the statement comes through our system, we charge that credit card. So that was something you'd have to set up as well. And then payment plans. This is great. If you offer payment plans and you're trying to get a hold of everybody every month to make that $100 payment or whatever they owe, go ahead and set them up on an auto draft here at BillFlash, say $100 for the next 18 months, and we'll run it every month on the 25th. This is going to run every month for you. You don't have to remember to do this. Your patient will be emailed a confirmation once that payment goes through, and then all you need to do is go make that adjustment in LIHTC when that payment comes in. So super handy to be able to set these automatic payment plans. Now, one of the things that comes up a lot is PCI compliance. Yes, our system fully PCI compliant. You're going to see at the top left of all of our pages, they are secure sites. We follow all the latest regulations in PCI compliance when we're storing your credit cards. You do not need to worry about that. If you're currently using a system where you're storing credit cards in a notebook, or you got them handy there where you're punching them in every month, you want to really look into a system where you can stay PCI compliant, and BillFlash is going to give you that option, as well as that full integration into your LIHTC. So again, another great tool for helping you collect on the front end. One of the things we always like to look at, when we're talking to folks is, what are you billing out versus what are you collecting? And if you know those two numbers, then you might see that there's a major discrepancy, and a lot of these tools I really believe can help you. We've seen a lot of great success stories that can help you to decrease the number of payments that people actually owe you, which, again, that'll help you out by not having to send so many statements. So a lot of benefits. One thing that a question we get all the time too is, how do I make a payment outside of LIHTC? Maybe I'm working from home one day, or I'm on a computer terminal that doesn't have LIHTC and I really need to get a payment in. Not a problem. You use this Get Paid tab, initiate a new payment, and you could look it up. Like, let's just say I do have a patient in my LIHTC, Barbara Black, and I want to make a payment. I got my account number and everything already pulled over here. Maybe I need to just take $25 from Barbara. Here, look at this. I got a stored pay already on file. Go ahead and take that payment. I got my stored pay, and then I would just submit that payment. Very similarly, I could use the unrelated payment features. I don't have to link that to a patient payment or a patient responsibility. I can just make a payment that has, essentially nothing to do with my LIHTC. Maybe I need to make a payment for a credit card company that sends me a credit card image, or sorry, an insurance company that sends me a credit card image. That's a common thing that we see. All I would need to do is then again go back to that. Sorry, I clicked the wrong thing here. Go back to that Get Paid, initiate payment, and then do it as an unrelated payment. And this unrelated payment, now I could have a retail side to my business or whatever. We'll help you set that up on the front end, and everything becomes optional. So I just need to get a $100 payment in for whatever reason. I just take this and then swipe the card or hand key in that card information. So super simple. Really got you covered on all payment transactions. And then finally, I'll just kind of wrap things up under the reports. I know I go into a lot of detail here, but under the reports, we have a number of different reports. You're going to get great clarity into exactly what statements you're sending, when they were sent. You can even pull up those statements and take a look at them. You can see, again, what's being billed out. And then under the payment transactions, I'll just pull up a quick report here to show you what you'll be looking at. I got a date range here, and you can see there's that payment we just took for Sarah Lee. So cash, credit card, checks, they're all going to be coming in real time. So I can pull them right up on my payments and print off a day sheet or whatever I need to print off. These ones will run on stored pay. One thing that's super handy is when you do get the online payments, you actually see a bill that it was billed to or that they were looking at when they were making that payment. So you know right where that payment goes. So we try to make it as clear as possible in our reports to really reconcile where payments need to go. So we covered getting statements out of LIHTC over to BillFlash, whether it's your e-bill or your printed statement. Super easy, customize, add notes, make them look all pretty before they get out. And then on the payment side, get those payments back 24/7 from online payments, and then easily sync them back up to your LIHTC with a click of a button. Apply them real quick in that patient payment wizard. You can also run payments through LIHTC in the scheduler, the charges and payments, the apply patient payment section. Wherever you're needing to run a payment, there's that little office pay button. And then you have all these different features outside of LIHTC to help you really manage those payments on the front end with stored pay, auto pay, and plan pay. So that's all I have. I really wanted to show you. I'm going to turn it back over to Dana if there's anything additional that she wanted to add or if there were any questions.
Thanks so much, Jim, for that in-depth look at all the different tools that are available for LIHTC. We would like to go ahead and open the floor if anyone has any questions. Jim, I don't know if you want to unmute the phones or just do it one by one, but we're happy.
Yeah, there's also a questions box at the bottom. You could type in the questions chat box, and then we can kind of bring them up here.
Okay. And I just want to also let you know that BillFlash does have a free 30-day trial. So you can, try the patient statements and the e-bills. The only thing that you would need to do is pay for the cost of a postage stamp, and that is only through the end of this month. So on August 1, there is no longer going to be a free trial, so we certainly hope you take advantage of that.
Well, I don't see any questions coming in, so maybe I went too detailed and got them all there.
I think they'll all get an A on the exam, Jim.
All right, wonderful. I like to hear that. They're ready to sign up here.
Sounds like it. And anyone at MediPro would be happy to assist you if you do have any questions after the fact. You can just call our 800 number, and we'll be glad to assist you. The USB card readers that Jim was talking about for office pay, if you have a patient come in with a credit card and they want to pay at the front desk, those are very inexpensive. They don't take up a phone line. It's through your internet, so that's wonderful news for the rest of your office colleagues as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a lot of folks who will just attach them right to the side of their computer monitor. It's super slick. It just keeps you right moving. If you're in a check-in, check-out window, you don't need to slow down to take a payment. It's all right there for you.
All right. Well, I think that, we appreciate everybody attending today. We know how busy your schedules are, but BillFlash has been around and integrated with LIHTC for years. So your new account would not be a guinea pig account by any means. We definitely think this is a, fantastic program and addition to your LIHTC. And so give us a try. We'll be happy to work with you and get it set up.
Well, thanks again for having me, Dana. I sure appreciate it.
Thank you, Jim, for all your time today. Have a good day, everyone.
Take care.